Welcome back to Keep It Real Reality. It's your man Will Win. Hey, we right here back once again. Today, Karlous Miller and your man Loon, Big Loon from It's Up There podcast. Shout out to the podcast. Hey, they was in an interesting conversation. Loon brought up a good point. He asked the question, or I asked the question, are black people slaves of symbolism? And they went on some more. We're going to talk about some other things. We're going to dive into some other things. Let's just check.
All I'm saying is we like to feel like we win. When black people, we're slaves of symbols.
No, we're not. We got to stop thinking like that.
No, this is the proof, bro. We spend all our money in the consumer market.
Who believe? Why?
Google it. Why? Because we're slaves of symbols. We going to get Nike. We go get Mercedes. We go get all these.
Even if we stop buying that shit, then what?
Then we put our money back in.
All right. Check it right there, though, right? Karlous Miller, well, Loon first said we're slaves of symbolism. I agree, but I don't say we're slaves to symbolism because slavery is a whole nother different ball game. Slaves had to do things unwillingly. And when people spending their money, black folks, white people, whoever you are, when you spending your money, it's really more into what you want to do. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and making you spend that money. In other words, what I'm saying. So I can't say we're victims or it's slavery. What I can say that we're victims of it. Okay, self-inflicted victims, that is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's right. We buy Nikes, anything the most thing that's popping on by a symbol, the Gucci symbol, the Louis Vuitton symbol. You know, there's different symbols, you know? And I don't think it's just that way with black people. I think that's all people. I think all people are victims of symbolism, but we as black people, it hits different. Because when you look at the wealth gap, it's a big difference. You know what I mean? Compared to the white class, the Mexicans or the Spanish or any other nationality besides the black race, when we're at the bottom of it when it comes to wealth. And that's not how much money you're bringing in. I'm talking about how much money they're keeping, how much money you have, the resources that you have.
In the community, we buy houses, we buy hospitals.
What does that do?
That builds the community up.
The money still has to be spent.
But it builds our own community. It circulates through our community. We take all the money we make and go spend it on things we don't own, that own, like just bullshit that's owned by other people. So what I'm saying is we're slaves to the consumer market and symbolisms.
I don't believe that.
Tell me how. Give me.
Loon is right, but I think he's missing the point also. What I mean is, yeah, we're slaves or victims to symbolism. But at the same time, you know, like he said, the other nationalities, you go with the Jewish community, the Italians, the white people, of course, the Spanish community, the other communities, they tend to put their monies together, and you see grocery stores, other stores. Matter of fact, you got blocks. The whole Buford Highway is almost just Spanish. You know what I mean? Owned by a certain nationality. So my thing is, black people, what do we own to have that position to where we really can shop with each other? You know, since segregation, it's been, we eat at the white restaurants. We don't eat with us anymore. The Negro League, all type of thing is gone. It's not known anymore for us to be in that situation to where we can shop with us like the old Renaissance Harlem or the Black Wall Street. And there's many other cities that were like that people don't talk about. It wasn't just Tulsa, Oklahoma. But okay, he's right. Focus needs to be on building and owning our own first. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just selling out everything we get at the first dime we get. Like, check.
Some indicator that says we're not.
Because there is no we.
They spend billions of dollars on weave every year. Black women do.
That's their business.
Of course that's their business, but I'm telling you that they don't need weave. They buy, this is fake hair, horse hair, some bullshit.
That's what they want.
Of course, but
it's free will.
You ain't listening to me.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm saying we're slaves to the consumer market.
No, we're not.
Why are we spending our money in the way?
Because we live in a capitalistic society. If you don't spend it, it's worthless.
Why do we spend it in the way that we do?
Because niggas buy the same way you do. Look at you.
Loon just asks, okay, well then why do we spend the money in the way that we do? You know how we kick it. Hey, I'm grown. It's my business. I spend my money how I want to. I work for it. And you're right. But it's also at least a conversation worth having to think about, hey, what if we did put in like the other nationalities? What could we get out of this capitalistic society? Because in a capitalistic society, it's going to take a group of people to put in together to barter system. It's a lot of system that this system is built on. And to compete in that system, we're going to have to go by the same rules. You know what I mean? Or at least use some of the same strategies. Okay? That's all I'm saying. But check.
A nigga gonna watch this and say, man, Loon got 4 chains on.
That's what I'm saying.
Why
Ain't
you
no
do that?
better.
Why you ain't
'Cause there
invest
ain't
that
no
in the
better.
black community?
No, I've invested.
You can't be a hypocrite on
No,
the platform.
I ain't a hypocrite.
Yes, you are. Because you just said we slaves and you the one bought all them chains.
If I was a hypocrite, I'd say y'all.
You said we.
That mean I'm not a hypocrite.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody.
See that?
But what I'm
If I
saying
say
is,
we, that mean I'm not a hypocrite. If I say y'all, that mean I'm separating from y'all. I'm saying we, I got a Mercedes. I'm a slave to this same shit. I wear the shit.
those are choices that you made. You could have easily not made them choices.
Of course.
You gonna fuck some of this?
Right. So the fact that you could have or had a choice to make it, if that sense alone makes you not a slave to it. Slaves don't have a choice. They work, or they did have a choice. They didn't have to work, but the alternative was death. That's a different choice. To the point that Karlous made, yeah, okay, yeah, we do indulge in things that we shouldn't do. Like it says in the book, we've all sinned and fell short, period. But that don't mean we can't strive to be better and have conversations toward a better understanding of being a better person or being a better people. You dig what I'm saying? Check.
This money off.
That's what I'm telling you.
Well, why are you yelling at them?
Who's yelling?
But when you saying we are slaves, people gonna hear that and be like, "What the fuck is you talking about?"
No, they're not.
We're not claiming that.
Anybody that hears that and says that, they're waste men.
What?
Waste men.
No, we don't use those terms in America.
We're in America right now.
Waste man.
Yeah.
I'm listening to Drake, bro.
I ain't
Don't
know.
say that.
Do I look like
You don't say that shit in America.
Do I look like
He's a waste man?
Yeah.
You mean a nigga work for the garbage company? No, we don't.
He's a waste man.
Okay.
That's my word.
No, but what I'm saying is there is no way to universally speak for all black
Who
people.
said that?
What I'm saying is like you can't say they spend $1 billion on weed.
I think you got a phone or Google?
Yeah.
You need to spend some time on it because
But
I'm telling you that if I'm
you,
going by the numbers, you disregard the
we
numbers.
can't keep using the same arguments for the last 30 years.
Who is? I ain't never said
This rock made
I disagree. If you have a repeated habit or a repeated action, then of course you're going to repeat the same thing and say that's what's going on. If it takes 200 years, if the action hasn't been corrected, if you're walking crooked for 20 years, that don't make it straight. You dig what I'm saying? I mean, I think in a sense, Karlous Miller is probably being in a little bit, just being antagonized and playing the, like in a debate role. He's being the antagonistic or the antagonist. You know what I'm saying? That's very possible. But it's worth talking about. Check.
a whole movie called Good Hair and said that. Now it's $1 billion trillion.
I never
Whatever black women spend on their hair. Do you understand that white people outnumber black people in America like 6 to 13 to 1 or some shit? We're a fucking minority.
hair, bro.
Yes, the fuck they do.
Not in the way that black.
Yes, they do. If they outnumber us by that many,
You think
that means
Right. Okay. He's right. By sheer numbers, there are more white women than there are black women. So I haven't checked. But I'm sure if you just add the sum of the money that the white women spend on wigs, it's more because of just the sheer number of population of white women versus the population of black women. Now, the problem is, once you look at the wealth gap, well, it's 2 problems. when you look at it percentage-wise, the percentage of black women that spends on weave and the percentage of white people will be totally different. That's the whole point of even having percentages. And not just that, if you look at the status or the wealth of the average white woman and the average black person, and the difference in that, when you look at the contrast in between those two, you see some other numbers. So that's why when you get into the numbers game, it's always good to look at all the numbers, or you never fully understand. And the whole point of understanding is getting to the goal or getting to the realization of reality of what's really going on. That's if we really trying to solve the problem and not just talking. You dig what I'm saying?
Are Black Americans slaves to symbolism? Leave your thoughts in the comment section.